What's up, everyone? All right, well, I think I may have just experienced a Christmas miracle because I had the worst start to a day that I've had in over a month. This morning, first trade out of the gates, smoked in the red. Second trade, even bigger loss. And now I'm sitting here up against the ropes thinking, it's Christmas Eve. And all of a sudden, I have this vision of everyone sitting around Christmas Eve dinner and me sitting in the corner thinking about what I just did, being deep in the red. It's never what you want to have happen. Big red day right before a holiday, because then you just end up sitting during the holiday thinking about it. It's hard not to, even for someone who's been doing it for a while. We're so short-term viewed that, even in totality, even though life is good and big picture, I'm up on the year, I'm up on the month, you're like, I'm in a drawdown right now, and it's my own fault. I was too aggressive on a half day in the market right before the holiday. What's wrong with me? Okay, let's jump onto the screen share and start breaking it down. This was a sloppy day for me. I am sitting in the green, as you can see right now, up $9,484.62. I'm leaving money on the table on BAOS. This stock right now is up 457%. It's going higher, and I'm not trading it. You want to know what my P&L looked like today? Well, I started having to keep track of my wins and losses because I started the day with 3 big losers. And I was like, all right, this is not good at all. So the reason that I started tracking my winners and my losers was because for me, this helps me realize when I'm sitting like this, that I'm at 0% accuracy on the day, right? I'm 0 for 4, whatever it is. So now I'm like, even if I get one winner, I'm still only at 20% accuracy. If I get 2 winners, if I get 3 winners, I can make my way up to 50% accuracy. And for me, on a good day, a good green day, I'm going to be between 70 and 80% accuracy. Now, sometimes I'll have a green day where I'm only at 55 or 65, but that's not as common. Today actually would be one of those days, but that's not as common. Whereas my bad days are days where, I could either be at 0 to 50% accuracy, somewhere in this range. So what's helpful here is for me to understand as early as possible if today is in fact going to be a red day. Because as soon as I know that it is going to be a red day, I need to get my hands off the keyboard and stop trading before I make it worse, right? If I told you today's going to be a red day, what would you do? You wouldn't trade at all. Now, I can't tell you a day is going to be a red day before you've broken the ice and start trading. Now, there are some ways to kind of anticipate that this could be a red day. Maybe the volume's lighter, market holiday coming up. All right, so that's one possible warning sign. Number 2, we don't have a really obvious stock that is set up for a gap and go trade or for one of the pre-market top gainers. Number 3, attention is dispersed. Number 4, we've already seen a couple stocks that popped up and done a full round trip. So now you're starting to get a little bit of like the circumstance or the context around today. It sort of has us more likely to have a difficult day than a huge green day. Now, that we could be proven wrong, and I'm sure some of you guys who maybe sat down a little later than me did end up having a really solid green day because you missed the stocks that I went red on. But it's also not possible, I'm sure, that others were red today because it was choppy. So anyways, I started tracking pretty much after those first couple trades where I was at wins and losses because now I was in the position of, all right, batten down the hatches. I've just dug myself a little bit of a hole and I need to start chipping my way out. So here's how I did it. All right, pretty nice recovery today, as you certainly can see, from red to green. So first trade of the day was on ATNF. ATNF, I'm down $3,800 on it. Let's pull the ticker up. So ATNF is a stock that I have traded before. I've done well on it before, so I was already familiar with the symbol, the ticker, and because I was familiar with it, it gave me a little bit of a bias to be more aggressive on it. Now, that's not always a good thing. This is a stock that, although it did give us a big move back in October, as it squeezed here from like $1.10 up to 20 bucks or whatever it was, it's since pulled back substantially. It's come all the way down to here under VWAP, the 200 EMA, 200 exponential moving average. And so today started to bounce on 12 million shares of volume, but look at this move. So this was kind of the problem today. We had a lot of these types of moves. So on this one, I jumped in it, first trade of the day, early, 6:48 a.m., so pretty early. And that was right 648 would have been, yeah, right in here. So I got in at 457, and that was buying this dip down here, which was a fine dip. There was nothing wrong with that little dip trade there. I don't have a problem with that, but I added at 480, 474, 480, and I was looking for that squeeze through what? The $0.50 whole dollar. So, kind of right here, I was looking for that push through 480 and a squeeze up to 520, and it knifed back down, and I held on to it a little too long. So I finally stopped out of it at 433. So I stopped out at 433, and since I added it in the 50s and then 70s, that was like it was a $4,000 loss. So now I'm down $4,000. So that was my first trade of the day. Not good, tolerable. Should have just honestly gotten out sooner. I don't know why I held it as long as I did. I should have just gotten out. It's because I got in on this candle here, 648. It goes up to 648. It goes up to 480. It dips back down, and I stopped out like basically must have been on like this candle here. I could have sold sooner, and I just got a little stubborn, and I don't know why. But the problem was when I was sitting down, we already had a little bit of an issue of dispersed attention. AVGR had made a big move but was pulling back. DRCT had made this big move yesterday, and that one was pulling back, and I'm red on the stock. It's it's annoying, but it is what it is. So, all right, so the next trade I took was on DRCT. All right, so DRCT, this one, I saw it squeeze up here from 5 to 7. I was like, nice, that's good. It pulls back, and I got in and sized up heavy right here for the breakthrough 7. I recognized that $7 was resistance, and so what I was looking for was a break through that resistance level. And I thought if we can get over 7 and hold over 7, we're looking for a move to 750 up to 8. Now, it did end up, annoyingly, coming back up to 760. But I got in on this candle right here, 15,000 share starter. Now, that was a mistake. That was too big of share size considering I had just taken a big loss. So you might know from some of the other episodes that I've done recently that I'm using this technique, and I've been using it since June, where on my first couple trades, I'm breaking the ice with smaller than full size. Earlier in the summer, it was a quarter of full size, but in this hotter market, it's been anywhere from like a third to maybe half, but some days it's a quarter. So I took about 10,000 shares on my first trade on ATNF. So that was about a 35 cent, 38, 40 cent loss. So it's down $4,000. And, my full size right now, anywhere from 30 to 40,000 shares. Sometimes I'm going heavier, but other stocks, depending on the price, my full size might only be 15,000 shares. So in any case, 10,000 on the first trade in the red. Second trade, I took even bigger size. And that's a mistake. You don't want to take bigger size when you're losing. You want to size down until you get yourself back in the zone. But the problem is, because the market's been so hot, I just sort of thought, well, whatever, I just took a loss, but that's fine. It's not because the market's not hot. It's just because, it was just a poorly timed trade. It is what it is. So I jumped in this with 15,000 shares, and then as it squeezes here up to 735, I added. So now I'm like, all right, here we go. It's pulling away. It squeezed up 40 cents in 10 seconds. And then on this candle, it drops, nosedives all the way to 628. It drops $1 a share. And I lost about 50 cents a share, down $9,663. Boom, just like that. Instant. Like, it happened so fast. So now all of a sudden, I'm deep in the red. Now, my daily max loss, traditionally, I think of it as $5,000. And I've said that's been the case for years. However, someone made a good observation in the YouTube comments about looking at my actual daily average gain and because I always say I don't want to lose more in one day than I can make in one day. And so someone said, Ross, your loss right now and your daily goal are both kind of arbitrary. Shouldn't you look at your average for the last 30 days and use that as your daily goal and also that as your max loss? So that would put me at a daily goal of $25,000 and a max loss of $25,000, because that's my daily average for the last 30 days. And I think that's a good point. At the same time, it's not fun to have a $25,000 red day. There's nothing fun about that, and I'd always prefer to avoid having that happen. And sometimes that means walking away sooner. So in any case, today I'm down, I'm in the red, almost at 3 times my max loss, nearly $15,000. And I'm sitting here thinking, all right, I've really very quickly gone in the wrong direction. What do I do here? Is there a way out? And this was at 7:15 a.m. I've been trading for like 20 minutes. It's still the very beginning of the window. And so I thought, well, all right, this isn't good, obviously, but it is still early. So the ticket now is being patient and remembering that it only takes one. If we have one stock that starts to pop up and open up, boom, just like that, I'm in great shape. And we ended up having that happen. Now, if we don't have a stock that becomes obvious, there's nothing I can do, and I'm just gonna have to accept that it's gonna be a red day. Now, I'll say that having a max loss, wherever it is, now, if you move your max loss because you're looking at your daily average or something like that, that's fine. But having your max loss, it's important to have a line in the sand where you're like, that's it, and I'm gonna walk away. And I do have that line in the sand. The only thing right now is that I've stretched that out a little bit because I'm in a market where I'm having big green days, and I know that when I'm taking a lot of risk, it's not impossible that I could easily go down $5,000, but still finish the day up $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. And it's because when you're trading with bigger size on volatile stocks, luck of the draw, first trade goes the wrong way, and boom, you could be down $5,000. You could be down $10,000 or even $15,000 like I did today, and I could still rally back up as I did. And my rally back up was not being overly aggressive. I just basically got a couple trades that ended up working out well, and then boom, I'm back in the driver's seat. So I didn't go to trading with like 75,000 shares or being super aggressive. I wasn't revenge trading. I just sat here and waited for better opportunities to come up. And that took a few minutes. So I had to sit for 45 minutes until CMND popped up. So while I'm sitting here waiting, I went and made myself a cup of tea, non-caffeinated. I was like, I don't need to get myself caffeinated right now. I need to be calm. I need to be cool. I need to be collected. I listened to some Grateful Dead, put on a little music. I was like, let's just mellow. Got my Christmas lights turned on. I was like, it's all good. It's Christmas Eve. There's nothing to stress about here. And I remind myself, you know what? You were up almost $30,000 yesterday. It's a great day. Today, you give back a little profit off the top, keeps you humble. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a big deal. Look, if there's some stocks that open up, you cut down the loss a little bit, that'd be nice. If not, it's no big deal. So I tried to detach myself from the emotion of being in the red and just waited for the next opportunity. So we definitely had an issue today, though, with trying to figure out what stock was obvious. Now, BAOS currently, oh my goodness, holy smokes, this is unbelievable. Congratulations for any of you guys that traded this. And like I said, left some money on the table today, as it turns out. I left some money on the table yesterday as well, but both days walking away with profit in my pocket, and that's what's important. So really, what a move. Anyways, we'll go over that a little bit more in a minute. So anyways, I'm sitting here and CMND starts to pop up. Now, I was wondering how many companies would put out great news headlines on Christmas Eve, right? I'm like, probably not going to see a lot, but I guess you never know. So anyways, CMND, Clear Mind Medicine, puts out this headline. Are they a Canadian company? What is this? Or is this just just California? Psychedelic pharmaceutical biotech company. Read more. So anyways, doesn't really matter. They chose for whatever reason to put out a news headline on Christmas Eve. So approval of phase 1, 2A clinical trial for this thing they're working on. So anyways, this stock starts popping up and I kind of said, you know, guys, this is a stock that's more thickly traded. It's a little heavy. I think I should probably be careful on it. I'm not sure it's going to work very well, but you know, let's see. We'll see what it wants to do. So anyways, I ended up taking a trade right down here, and this was a MACD crossover. Now, I don't know if you watched the episode I uploaded. Let's see, it was just a couple days ago. I did this episode here on the MACD crossover, this one right here. So you could check that out if you want. That was from last week, 6 days ago. $56,000 trading the MACD crossover. So that's an episode worth watching. But anyways, so this was the MACD crossover setup. I took this trade right here, and we got a nice curl from 250 all the way up to $3. So made $4,000 on that trade. Not nice, solid. Can't complain about that. So now I'm like, okay, boom, 4,000 bucks. That's great. All right, so now, all right, so that's 8 a.m. Got a little bit of a cushion. On that one stock. It ended up rejecting 3. Couldn't break that level. So, all right, well, then on to the next one. CREV hits the scanners, and some people mentioned it in chat. They're like, hey, take a look at CREV. And I saw this one, and I had actually seen it yesterday because I did that second recap because of DRCT. And so I'd seen it make this big move in the after hours session. And then 4 a.m. pop. So when I saw that popping up, I was like, oh, this is a stock that I know can move quickly. So on this one, I actually jumped in on this micro pullback right here. So right there was where I got in. I'll just draw a little arrow. So I got in right here, and this ended up going, dipped down to 840, 830. I got in on this little curl back up, and it goes from 8 all the way up to 9, all the way up to 10. Pulls back, squeezes, double tops right up here at about 1040. And so this was kind of interesting. It then rips all the way up to 12, and I'm trading it on the way up. So I'm up 3,000 on it, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. And right here, I was up $10,000 on the stock. Guess what? I was green on the day. I got myself back to green on the day right here. And it's just going higher and higher and higher. And so right here, on this break of 13, I took a new position for the break of 13, and I added right here at 13.48. I top ticked it. I bought it high of day, thinking it was going to rip to 14. This stock at that moment was obvious. It was moving quickly, and look what happened next. It drops $1 a share. I went from down 15 grand on the day to up $3,000 on the day, and then in that trade, I lost 8,000. I was back to down 5 grand. And I said to myself, wow, you're a special kind of idiot here today. You started today down, 5,000, then down to 15,000, and you made your way back to up 5. And then through a bunch of trades on this, you actually got yourself all the way to green plus 3K. And then boom, you just dropped back to right here. And in that moment, I felt like, why didn't you just walk away when you were up to 3,000? You idiot. But what was the timestamp? So this was 8:20 a.m. So I'm like, all right, you still have an hour left. And if we're going to be honest, you are still ahead of your low point. So calm, cool, collected. Let's see what else wants to move. So then I'm right here, and that's when I got the move on JTAI, and that got me to plus 9K on the day. And that's where I sit right now, and that's where I said, walk. No, don't walk away. Run. Get out while you can. Don't overstay your welcome. You already did that once. Don't do it a second time, please. So CREV ends up dropping down here. But it does rally back up. It actually peaked back up here at 1381, and I made back like $2,000 on it. So anyways, that trade put me from down 5,000 on the day to down like 2,500 on the day. And then JTAI pops up. Now, when it first popped up, I said, JTAI, we've traded it before. It tends to pop and drop. I don't think it's probably going to work. Look at these moves. Pop and drop, pop and drop, pop and drop. So I was like, I don't think it's going to work. I'm not really interested in it. Well, the stock starts squeezing, and it goes here from 5, and it rips up to 6. And now at this point, it goes to 610, 640, 650 right here. And it's like, all right, I can't deny the fact that clearly it's strong. It's moving very nicely, and I probably would be silly and holding too much of a bias not to trade what's right in front of me. So I got in with a 4,500 share starter at $6, took profit at 630, added back at 650, took some profit at 660, added back at 675, took some profit at 750, and this thing ends up squeezing all the way up to a peak of 1015. And, I mean, it was $11,000 of profit trading that move up right there. It starts to pull back. We're on the back side of the move. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to trade that. Then it's 9 a.m. And at that point, I'm like, all right, you know what? 9 a.m., 9:30. I think the window's closing here. We already know it's an early close in the market today, so let's not overstay our welcome. And so that was it. I didn't take any trades past about 9 a.m. right there. I stayed and kept streaming and gave my commentary, but I didn't want to take any more trades. So then at the open, BAOS, when it started squeezing, I was kind of like, I don't know. I mean, yes, the stock was obviously on the scans early, but it sold off. It gave back like the whole move. So to go from 3 to 14 is impressive, very impressive. It's got no news. It's a Chinese company with no news, but look, what a move. VMAR, this one earlier today, round trip. PWM, this one earlier today, round trip, right? So we had a couple of stocks that popped up, did full reversals with no news. And so I just felt, I was like, I don't know, can I trust these? I'm just not sure. Our HOUR, this one's holding up relatively well. It's also got no news. So you've got to be quick. If something is moving, there's nothing wrong with trading it if you can manage your risk. I left a little money on the table today, and maybe that wouldn't have happened if I'd gotten myself off to a better start. But, in the moment, ATNF, I mean, look, there was nothing about this telling me not to trade it. There's nothing that this, had that the other ones, didn't have, to the negative. I mean, this one looked fine, and it just didn't work. And I got stubborn. I held a little too long. And then I jumped onto DRCT thinking it was continuation from yesterday and it would go. And then all of a sudden I lost $1 a share on it. And now I'm deep in the red. And I'm thinking we might not get anything else that pops up today. It's a holiday. How many companies are going to put out breaking news? So when I got lucky enough to get CREV, I was like amazed, and then gave back, more than half my profit on it in one candle. Same as what happened on DRCT. So then once I started to get a cushion on JTAI, I was like, do not overstay your welcome. You get out while the going's good. And when BAOS started popping up, I just thought, no, I can't. I can't. It's just not worth it. And so it's not worth it. That talks about my thought process of thinking about risk first. If I was spending my whole day just thinking about profit, how much I could make, then I'd just be jumping on everything. But you have to think about how much you could lose. And it's important to try to keep yourself at all times in a place where you're in the right mindset. So finishing the day on a high note is always good. Finishing the day in the green is always good. Now you kind of carry that momentum over the day off and into Thursday. So anyways, today was kind of an interesting day. I'm really grateful that I survived the roller coaster. It was not easy, but anyways, there were plenty of opportunities today, and that was probably the best thing. And even if I had lost on it at a different time, and kept trading, obviously there was BAOS, there was Hour, there were other stocks that I could have kept trading. So this was a day where, one of the things I've said is, as long as I can always take, approximately 10 more trades, and I can maintain 65 to 70% accuracy, then I should be able to recover into the green. The problem today was that these losses, 1, 2, 3, the average loss was like $5,000, right? So my average losers were huge. And then when I finally got a couple wins, the first 3 winners were each like $1,000. So, it was like my profit loss ratio is horrendous right now. And it didn't finally turn around until, well, I guess I got that first trade on CMED and then CREV and JTAI. But it was a little tricky today, and the volume was a little lighter. So that's definitely something for us to think about for Thursday and Friday. But we're still seeing volatility. The market is very hot. And I'll tell you that the best time for you guys to have learned how to trade was, months ago or years ago. So you would be able to be fully capitalizing on this hot streak right now. The next best time to learn how to start trading is today. So you start gaining experience. So when we have the next hot cycle, you're prepared for it. So we've got our New Year's sale going on right now at Warrior Trading. Special discounts on our Warrior Starter and Warrior Pro membership. The Warrior Pro bundle, that's the special bundle we've put together, includes a year of access to my day trading chat room, a year of access to my broadcast, so you can listen to me trading every single day. You can see my P&L. It's when I'm trading, my P&L is right up here in the top corner. So you can see when I'm in, you can see when I'm out. And you'll also, as part of that Warrior Pro bundle, you'll get access to this platform right here, Day Trade Dash. Scanners, charts, news feed for 90 days. You can use this for 90 days. And we'll give you access to a simulator with real-time level 2 data for 90 days. Now, let me show you something here for 1 second. I'm going to just jump over to Warrior Trading. So let's see. So I'm going to go to, I'll just go to the membership page just so you can see what this looks like. So this is our Warrior Starter, Warrior Pro, and then the Warrior Pro special bundle here, which includes a 7-day money-back guarantee. Now, I'm just going to pull up, let's see, do I have Thinkorswim? No, I don't still have Thinkorswim open, but that's okay. I have Webull open here. So let me just show you something on Webull. This is on the Webull simulator. So I've had some people asking me about how to use the Webull simulator. So on Webull, you can go into, let's see, where is it? Layouts, you go to all layouts, you go down to classics, you go down to paper trading, and you can open the simulator. So right here, I'm just gonna do an order to buy 100 shares market order of Rumble, just as an example. Orders here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Are you kidding me right now? 13. 13 seconds. That took 13 seconds to fill. That is a joke. It's got to be a joke. That is way too long. So, all right. Well, that's probably just Webull, and you know, they're just a little slow. Let's just for the sake of it check Thinkorswim. So I'm going to log into Thinkorswim. When you log into Thinkorswim, if you want to use the Thinkorswim simulator, when you first log in, you've got to click on Paper Money. So I'm going to log in right now. Let's see. All right. So logging into Thinkorswim. I'm going to just try testing the same thing at Thinkorswim. Let's just see how fast the Thinkorswim paper trading sim is. Okay. So where is Thinkorswim? Oh, it's over here. All right. So grab this. Now I've been having some problems with Thinkorswim. It's been a little glitchy on my computer, but let's see. We'll see if we can get this going. So with Thinkorswim, something that I think is really interesting is, let's see, why is this? Oh my gosh, go all the way around. Okay. So let's do the same thing. We're going to do, we'll do 100 shares. Keep it simple. WKEY, that's fine. So let's do buy market. 1. Oh, instant. Not bad. Let's do sell market. Interesting. Not too bad. Order pretty much filled instantaneously. Now this is simulated trading, so it's not a real money account. It's just a sim account. Now let me show you another platform here. All right, so what I'm saying is, for those of you guys who have tried to use the Webull simulator, you'll notice that it's very slow. However, I will say that I've also experienced that same level of slowness on Thinkorswim. That order did go through quickly, which is certainly great to see. But I've also had just as many orders at Thinkorswim that are just like, they just lag. They just sit there. This is the simulator that you guys will have access to as Warrior Pro members. So let's see, BAOS. So I'm just going to do Shift 1, and you can see right there with a hotkey. So Shift 1 with a hotkey, and I'm going to do, so I'm in now at $11.11. There's 11.10 on the ask, 11 on the bid, 10.85. So I say, all right, I want to put a stop order out, and there we go. My stop is out, filled, down. Added back 53 instantly, just that fast. You could be getting in and out. So added there $10, and you know, there we go. So now all of a sudden 10.39, 10.45 on the ask. Let's see if it bounces back up through the $0.50. But this is how quick you could trade. just as quick as you're pressing the buy and sell button, just as quick as you're pressing those keys on your keyboard, you can be getting in and out. And I think that that's important, especially in a fast moving market, that you're using a platform that allows you to trade this quickly. Because if you're trying to trade using, the Webull sim, what's going to end up happening is you're waiting 10 seconds on every order to fill. You're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs, and that's not what real money traders are going to do. Real money traders are going to jump in the market. They're going to jump out of the market. They want to move fast. They want to use their hotkeys. So, just to kind of help you understand that not all simulators are created equally. All right, so with that, I will let you guys go. I hope you have a great holiday tomorrow, and I'll be back at it first thing Thursday morning, streaming 7 a.m. So hope to see you guys in the chat room. If you want to check out our New Year's specials, the link will be posted in the comments and in the description. All right, thanks as always for tuning in. I'll remind you, trading is risky. My results aren't typical, so please manage your risk, take it slow, and I'll see you guys back here bright and early Thursday morning.